And we've got Tani back from Pucks and Podiums. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
Of course. So I know there's a lot of sports that we can talk about. And I don't know if you have one that you want to delve into first, because we've got some hockey, we've got some F1 Academy, some rugby, because I know nothing about rugby. And I know you are the expert of rugby.
Well, I wouldn't say expert, but
you know a lot more than I do.
Yeah, we can start off with some hockey, as the season's going on.
Yeah, first and foremost, what was your immediate reaction with the Quinn Hughes trade?
Oh.
Because I know he was one of your guys. We talked about that during the off season.
Oh my gosh, I have a group chat with the two of my friends, and we were like talking about, oh, he might get traded. He might end up in New Jersey, Minnesota. I don't think that was in anyone's playbook. And if it was, you're a fortune teller.
Right.
Because I was shocked. I mean, it kind of makes sense in a way. I see him working there now, and he gels with the team in a bit. Like him and Brock Faber, they've got a connection. Yeah. I was shocked. I think I was about to crash out over it. I think I texted all my friends, whether they cared about hockey or not. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, funny enough. So I was hanging out with one of my friends who isn't a big hockey person. And I just get a text message from my dad being Quinn to Minnesota. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean Quinn to Minnesota? It took me a second to put two and two together. And then I had called one of my friends, and I'm not a phone call person. I'm more of a voice memo, text message sort of situation. But I called them, and they're like, I'm out. What's happening? I'm like, Quinn Hughes to the Minnesota Wild. And they're like, what? I think we all just collectively broke down for a minute.
I think that's one of the trades that had everyone confused, because obviously everyone knew he was going to leave Vancouver, so no one's surprised he got traded.
Right.
I think it's just that it was to Minnesota.
And I think too, with some of the guys that Minnesota, I think I was more surprised with some of the guys that Minnesota let go too, which obviously you've got to let go of guys to get Quinn Hughes. You're not getting Quinn Hughes for free. But I think I was just surprised that they were they were willing to get rid of some pieces, but it seems to be working well for them. But
yeah,
we all collectively lost our mind.
Yeah, because they traded away their younger developing players, which honestly I feel like they could be key roles in the future. But I mean, hey, if you're thinking about the here and now, I guess it works.
It's certainly working for Quinn, because Minnesota's doing well and Vancouver is.
Aren't they last?
Yeah, Vancouver is not doing great.
I think they had their really great they had their playoff run, and since then it's just been downhill again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in Vancouver. You thought maybe 1 year after the playoff run, okay, everybody goes through a dip.
Yeah.
We're seeing that with teams right now, but now it's a couple of years after. And then you had the whole drama of last year with the locker room drama. And I'm just
yeah, there's a lot going on. When you hear Vancouver in the media, majority of the time it's not good. And I'm I need to get what is happening? I want to be a fly on their locker room wall.
Yes.
Because I need to know what's going on.
What is the hidden tea? What really happens?
Right? I need to find a gossip on that team and just have a sit down, give me everything.
It would be great if we, and granted, I know we have Face Off and stuff, but I wish Face Off leaned a little bit more into the drive to survive mentality of getting just a little bit more of the hidden drama. Because I'm we could easily get an entire episode on what's going on in Vancouver.
I love that they focus on like specific players for Face
Mhm.
Off, but honestly, I mean, Drive to Survive it is the same, but it's just like they also focus on the teams and you get to see everything. And I would love that
Yeah.
because sometimes some of those player episodes, I snooze a little bit. Like, I fear I'm not that interested in some of their lives.
Which, and fair. I also think Drive to Survive works a little bit more, or like works better in the Formula One world because there's less teams, less like there's less drivers than there are like hockey players. And so you can still focus on people, but also at the same time focus on everybody. Like with Face Off, you've got also Face Off just needs more episodes. Like,
Oh,
what do you
yeah.
mean there's like 6 episodes for the entire NHL season?
Which I think is crazy. And it's like primarily focuses on like the playoffs too
Yeah.
in most of those episodes. And I'm like, this is great and all, but hey, what about like that thing that happened like halfway through the regular season? Why aren't we talking about that?
I'm like, let's spread it around. Give Seattle 1 episode. I do not need 3 episodes on the Cup final.
I don't need I fear I don't need to see an episode on the Kachuk brothers. No offense. But like sometimes I forget they exist.
Or at least like so many. Like I understand you want to get into like the Cup final drama, but I'm like, we saw it for the first season of Face Off. Now we're seeing it again. I just want to see other people. I just want to see like other teams.
Like, give me the team that's lost in the league. What's going on with their locker room situation? Like, what's morale like there?
Right. Or like give me an episode with like a team in the middle of nowhere. Like give me a Winnipeg episode. Like I want to see the middle of nowhere. What are y'all up to?
Honestly, I feel like give me an episode on like like a true Gen Z hockey player who's in on everything. Like, I need to know like the Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, like their relationship that the media shows. Give me more insight on that.
Oh,
I'd sit.
that's hilarious. I will say with all the social media stuff, they're quite funny in front of the camera.
Oh yeah, I was like, I would not expect it. Like initially, like looking at Connor Bedard, not the type of person that I'd see like in front of the media like that.
I think like I mean that first year was just like so rough because it's like not only is it your first year, but I think at that point because it was like Bedard and Korchinski were the only like younger guys, so it's like it's your first year, which is nerve-wracking. You have all of this expectation, and then everyone is at least I'm gonna exaggerate a little bit, like, but a good like 5 to 7 years older than you. Like you're in a new city with no one your own age.
Oh yeah. And like everyone who's not even involved like personally with you wants you to get traded out of your team and says that you're unhappy.
Yeah.
That's not helping either.
No.
Like I felt so bad every time I open Twitter and it's like Connor Bedard looks like he needs to get out of Chicago. Like, okay, maybe he's just having a bad day.
I'm like, that's just, well, and he'll even say in interviews, he's like, that's just how my face is. It's like, I love the TikTok video editors, but the constant, like, seeing how happy Celebrini and Will Smith are together and then cutting to, like, a 3-year-old video of Connor Bedard being, like, annoyed by a minor thing. I'm like, okay,
that's not, like, helpful at all. We're taking things out of context here.
Yeah. We're like, he's staying here. We know this. He needs to sign his contract extension, but he's staying here.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to Vancouver.
I don't think, okay, given the current state of Vancouver, right. Who in their right mind would want to go, I fear? Like,
I think it's not even one of those where it's like you have to clean house. Like, I feel like you would have to clean house with management. Like, it seems like it's gotten to the point where it's not even the players, but it's more of just like a culture thing that, you know, players on the outside are like, I've seen this. I've seen how you're treating other people. Why would I want to go? Like there's talent in Vancouver, but I think you've kind of just like ostracized yourself a little bit.
Uh-huh. Like they've gone, I think they've had like three or different head coaches in the past couple of years. And I thought that Rick Touchette would stay there because he was doing really well with Vancouver. And
Right.
especially like Quinn Hughes seemed to really like him as their head coach. And then he went to Philadelphia coaching the Flyers.
And they're doing well now too.
Exactly. So you can't really fault it to the head coach at that point.
No.
But that's a more internal, management issue.
Yeah, I don't know what you do to fix Vancouver, but I feel like it's above, like there's only so many times you can make like different trades or be like, we're in a rebuild and kind of just like tank for the number one pick. Although I do think, given the state that they are in right now, they should tank for the number one pick just because.
Yeah. Who is like the number one supposedly? Is it Gavin McKenna this year?
It is Gavin McKenna. So for a Western Canadian hockey team, take your Western Canadian boy. Like, just be bad. This is the year to be bad.
Oh yeah. Well, he's at Penn State now, and I got to watch him play when they came down to Arizona.
What were your thoughts? Tell me everything.
It was great. Felt so bad because every time he touched the puck, the student section was booing. So that was like crazy. First game, like first NCAA hockey game, and he's getting booed. But he like shut us up. He scored his first goal on us.
Nice.
So, fortunately, wasn't too happy about that. But he's been doing great so far from what I've seen.
Yeah, I think he's trying to find his footing, but also I give props to him for, being like, I need to, because he could easily still be in juniors and racking up like stupid points. But speaking of college hockey, you guys had a special game with a little jersey number going to the rafters. Were you there?
I was there. I got
about our boy Joey Decord, our biggest F1 fan.
Oh yeah. I saw on that day of the game, I think it was the same game that we played Penn State. And I saw on our Instagram that they were doing a jersey retirement. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like, I'm going to be there. And I think this is awesome. And then I see later on that he's flying in for the jersey retirement. And I sent it to my friend. And I was like, I'm going to search. I had a fractured toe, so I was on a boot. I was like, I'm going to search Mullet Arena for this man. I'm going to get a photo with him. And he came down to the student section, and I like jumped down like 3 flights of stairs, and I was like, hey, a picture, please? And he was like, yeah, sure. I was like, I'm hobbling in this boot. And I was like, awesome. It was great. He came down. Everyone was awesome. It sucked at first because we were losing. But we had a turnaround in the second period, I want to say.
Nice.
And then we ended up tying and going into overtime. So I think, yeah. So it was great. I thought it was really nice. A good like tribute to him, considering like how far he's gone as well. I think it's awesome.
And I feel like, and granted, outside perspective, but I feel like Arizona is definitely growing their like hockey team, like the like hockey environment down there. But correct me if I'm wrong, he's one of like the first like bigger names, at least like in recent years, to come out of Arizona State.
Yeah. He definitely is. And then recently we've had Josh Doan, who's now with the Buffalo Sabres. But I think, Joey Decord was like the stepping stone, like the first building block of it all for ASU, which I think is awesome. I know like last season tickets would go and there'd be a lot of people in the student section, but now they're sold out. Like our past couple of games have been sold out, which I think is awesome.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. But also speaking of Joey Decord, do you love his F1 like overlap content as much as I do?
Oh, yeah. I don't follow Seattle that much, but this specifically I tune in for. Like, it's just that. I listen. I think it's awesome.
I love the overlap between, I mean, not only because I think there are a decent amount of like fans that overlap between hockey and F1, but
Uh-huh.
yeah, but the amount of players that overlap with it, like the amount of fans that are hockey players that are like F1 fans or Ferrari fans, and I'm like, oh my God, like you're a
We
professional athlete, but we're both watching the same thing on Sunday mornings. That's wild.
Yeah, whenever it's always during like the Canadian Grand Prix when there are players in like watching the race, I'm like, you're just like me. Because like, why are you there getting mad at this team driving around in circles when you're a professional athlete and I'm just a girl?
Right.
Like, I love it.
We are just like NHL players because we too get frustrated by our
Oh yeah.
F1 teams.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, very fun. Sliding to F1 a little bit because the last time we talked, we did not have a new champion yet. We did not have a lot of things yet. There were the Cadillac announcement. We had the end of the season. We talked a little bit before we started recording. We've got some car launches that seem so early. I don't know if it's like this winter break is going by fast, but I feel like car launches always happened like going up into preseason testing.
Right. I think I'm gonna try pull this up. I think I saw a post like F1 posted the schedule for the next like 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
And like we have preseason testing in February. Like early Feb, second week of February. Which I think is crazy.
It's so early.
Yeah. So like Haas has their launch tomorrow, the 19th. Their like livery launch. Audi's on the 20th.
Okay.
Mercedes on the 22nd.
I hope Audi has like a nice car because those poor drivers have had to deal with some like really not great color choices and car liveries for the past couple of years.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I think it's going to be great. Like I'm hoping it'd be nice. Like I don't know what direction they're going to go in with all the color choices, but I feel like the world is their oyster kind
Oh,
of.
for sure.
Yeah. Then you have like Ferrari and Alpine on the 23rd of January, and then everyone else like Williams, and then Cadillac, McLaren, and Aston Martin all in Feb, just before preseason testing.
Fair. Do we think with Ferrari, how much bigger do we think those HP logos can get?
I'm so done with them. Like, please, why? Like, I spot them now through those HP logos and not by the color red. I
Yeah.
hate like they're zipping past. I was like, oh, I see blue and yellow, blue and white, blue and yellow. Oops, wrong car. I see blue and white. Oh, it's a Ferrari.
Yeah, that is. I understand sponsorship, but we got to make it that smaller because that's just a little bit of an eyesore on the car.
Oh yeah, you got this like gray red, like that's their color. That's how you know it's a Ferrari. And you go and put this really ginormous blue and white logo that people see more than your actual car. And I just think that's crazy.
Yeah. Definitely agree. Is there a specific car? Because I think by the time this episode comes out, we'll have some of the cars out. But is there one that you're most excited to see? Launches?
Well, kind of the Audis just because they're new. I want to see where they go. Maybe Alpine. I know everyone wants more pink in the Alpine cars, so.
And I feel like they're one of the few that like has fun with how their car looks.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it balances out how not great the car has been doing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, at least it looks good.
That's true. So I'm excited to see if they add more pink or if they go more blue with theirs. But yeah. What about you? Do you have any cars that you're interested in seeing?
I mean, I'm always excited to see Ferrari as long as that logo is small. I'm curious to see how Mercedes looks.
Okay.
Also, because I feel like I'm just curious with Mercedes in general, because with the like rumors coming out of like Mercedes and Red Bull finding the like loophole with the new regulations,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just very curious to see what Mercedes does. I would be very sad for Ferrari not to be at the front. But if I get an entire season of George Russell and Max Verstappen trying to battle it out at the front,
I
I'm
think
sad.
I'd find a new sport to watch. Like I'd be done. No. I need the McLarens to keep fighting, but I need Oscar to pick it back up. The start of the last season, he was so confident, he was getting those podiums, getting those points, and by the tail end of it, it seemed that he'd lost all that confidence and was second guessing everything he did.
Yeah.
So,
And I wonder if like what everything that happened this past year is going to help like be beneficial for him this year, because it's like, I think people forget he's still like a baby. Like he's
he's
still in his first couple of years in F1. And I'm hoping that like all the stuff that he had to go through this past year just makes him a better driver for this upcoming year.
mhm. Like he's still in his early 20s. It's his like fourth year. Like he started fighting, like third or fourth year, he started fighting for a championship title in his first year.
Yeah.
Like he was in that top 5. Like he's proven that he can be your winner. Like he can hold that title. It's just he doesn't have that much of support from his team.
Do you, if it comes to a point, say in a magic world where Oscar, or mainly Mark Webber, is telling Oscar that you might be better off going to a different team. Is
Mhm.
there a team or like a driver counterpart that you're like, this would be great, or this other team would be great? Like if Oscar has to leave McLaren at a point, hoping he doesn't,
Ooh.
like hoping
Yeah.
Oscar does fantastic this year. But because I think it was like the tail end of the year when all the rumor of like maybe this person leaves, maybe this person leaves, I was playing the game of what if this person went here? Oh, and then this person could go
Oh
here.
yeah.
That, from my end, it was trying to get Charles Leclerc out of Ferrari.
No, honestly, I feel like if Charles was to leave Ferrari, I feel like he'd end up at like Mercedes.
I'd be so fine with that.
More so than Red Bull, I feel like it'd be Mercedes. Yeah. I think I don't think Mark Webber would in any way let Oscar go to Red Bull. Although
You think?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be great, but I feel like he'd like be cautious about it.
Oh, for sure. I think like a couple of years ago, I would have definitely agreed. But like Christian's gone, helmet's gone, like
Yeah.
the
I guess we'll
ghosts
have to see
of
how
F1
this
past are
goes.
gone with that team.
Yeah. I feel like I'd have to see how this season goes. I mean, when they kind of brought up Arvid Lindblad and then said bye-bye to Yuki.
Not excited about that. Love Lindblad getting a chance, but poor Yuki.
Oh yeah, I was like devastated. Again, I was like, he's quite literally my spirit animal. He doesn't care that much about F1. He loves his food, and I'm so here for it. But like, he's also proven that he's consistent.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand if he's not one of your like top 20 drivers, who else could meet that standard?
Yeah. I think I also feel like Yuki got dragged around a little bit this year because it was like at the beginning of the year when he was with uh RB and like the car was doing well. I'm like, he's doing well. The car's doing well. I understand you don't like what's happening in the second seat of Red Bull, but also you haven't liked what's happening in the second seat of Red Bull since Danny left.
Oh yeah.
But like, don't yank Yuki out of his seat. He's doing fine.
And I think a lot of people were kind of harsh on Liam Lawson in those first couple of races because it's like, yeah, everyone's upset that, you know, Danny left and Liam Lawson replaced him at
Right.
RB and like AlphaTauri or whatever. And now he's coming in the Red Bull seat and Yuki's still at RB. I understand. But obviously there had to be some kind of thought process behind all of that. And it was that Yuki is very consistent at his seat. And he might not always put up the points, but when it matters, he's there.
Yeah.
But to like criticize someone for their first like handful of races, I think is crazy.
Also, like that first race, like Australia, none of the younger kids did well. Like that was just a bad race for. I mean, you had Oscar in the grass. Like
that
no
was
one was
a
having
shit show on its own. Like you can't compare that. And then they go to like the one track he has raced, like in Suzuka, and he's demoted. So he can't even show you what he's got there.
Yeah.
Which I think is crazy, but oh well. And on top of that, the whole like Jack Doohan's Alpine seat. I thought everyone was saying it's like 5 races, then it's Franco, and then Franco gets 5 races, and then it's someone else, and then they're like switching all their drivers. That's what was said at the beginning. That was like the rumor. But then Franco's been in that seat.
I think poor Jack Doohan, first of all, because I think Alpine was thirsty to put Franco Colapinto in the seat since Franco replaced Logan. Like when Franco came on, every other team was like, oh my God, all of our drivers, like everything's locked up, but we want this one kid. So like, I really don't think Doohan stood a chance, even if granted his first race wasn't great, but we talked nobody's was for Australia. That was a mess. But I feel like he wasn't set up to succeed. He was set up to get replaced by Franco.
They kind of gave him like a false hope that, hey, if you do well, you'll keep your seat, but no. And I feel bad for him. I hope he I don't know, I think there's rumors going around that he's left Alpine driver academy. Yes, okay. And so I hope
he's just like gone.
Okay, so I hope his future does him well, whichever path he takes.
I think he should just go be with our boy Logan Sargent in the my seat got taken by Franco Colapinto club.
That's so horrible, but yeah.
I hope he finds a different series because, I mean, we've seen drivers jump to a different series and then they do incredibly well. So not everybody F1 is not for everybody. Like for better or for worse, like there's other series that are completely different. And so I hope he does well.
Yeah. I hope he finds what his true passion is.
Yeah.
Because some of these, because some of these drivers, they do really well in like their feeder series, and then they come up to F1, and it's like it hits them like a train, and it's a sink or swim situation, and unfortunately, a lot of them sink.
Yeah,
and it's horrible.
Yeah. It's definitely something, but we'll keep watching. We'll still be there on Sunday.
I'll complain about it till the cows come home, but on Sunday I will be on with my F1 TV. I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll still be there. But jumping slightly out of F1, but jumping to F3, because there's a
Yes.
new guy that I know you're excited about that's new to the scene. Can you tell
Yes.
us more?
So his name is Yevan David. He's Sri Lankan. So I'm Sri Lankan myself. And so I've kind of been listening. I've had an ear out for him, just kind of see how he's been doing.
Mhm.
And so he was competing in Euro Formula and doing all sorts of things and like bringing a lot of motorsport awareness to in Sri Lanka as well, which I think is great. But now he's gotten an opportunity to drive an F3. He's driving for AIX, I believe. And I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm just also excited to have more like Asian representation
Oh,
in the Formula Series because I think it's awesome.
no,
But yeah.
I definitely motorsports needs to not be so European looking and I mean across the board.
Yeah. I mean, like, I get that, like, it's harder, it's definitely harder to reach F1 if that's your end goal if you don't move to Europe.
Mhm.
But you don't have to be, like, European. You have Alex Albon, you have Yuki, you have Zoe, but, like, all these drivers as well, they're slowly, like, fizzling out. They're getting pushed out of their seats too, which sucks.
Yeah.
But at least we have like other series to help them with that.
Yeah. But it should be very fun. I hope he does well in F3
Oh
this
yeah,
year.
me too. I'm so ready to lock in for all the races. Like I tried last year, but I just kept missing the mark on every F2 and F3 race. So this time I'm like locking in really hard.
We are in it.
Oh yeah.
Also,
We're
I feel like, and I just have a hard time remembering because it's like not every time that there's an F1 race, you've got the other series. So it's kind of like when is F2 also there? When is F3 there? When is F1 Academy
yeah.
there at like certain ones? Like obviously, like you've got like Silverstone where everybody's at.
Yeah. And I know that I think in Australia, I think F2's there. I'm not sure about F3. But yeah, it just sucks. I know Singapore's got F1 Academy.
Mhm.
And like I remember certain races where we have some of them, but then it's so hard to keep in con and like check with everything.
Especially with when we have F1 and hockey going on at the same time.
Oh,
Like
and
with
like
the
I'm never bored.
yeah.
I'm never bored. But like it's so hard.
It's so exhausting being a fan of two very, very demanding sports. But also, I mean, that's why I like both of them because it's like you're never bored a day of your life. You may be miserable every day of your life, depending on your team.
Oh yeah.
Never bored.
Oh, for sure. You can be having the worst day of your life regardless, and your hockey team is there to make it even worse.
Yep.
They're not there to give you a good time.
No,
They're just
no.
there to add to your pre-existing problems.
Speaking of Olympics, are you excited? Are you bummed about some certain roster snubs? Are you anxiously awaiting what are the Olympic feelings?
I'm excited. I'm taking like an outsider perspective on the Olympics. I don't have a country I'm rooting for.
Mhm.
I'm just excited to see what goes on. Because I remember Beijing, and
Mhm.
everyone was rooting for USA and Canada, but they didn't end up winning. And I think that's the greatest thing about Olympic hockey is that it can change. But now
Yes.
we have the NHL players in it, which we didn't have in Beijing. So I'm excited to see what goes down.
Me too. I'm it'll definitely be more interest or it'll definitely be interesting obviously having the NHL players back, but I always love like the underdogs for the Olympics and so part of me is like I really hope it's not USA versus Canada in the medal round. I hope that it's like two different wild cards that end up there, surprise everybody, like let's get weird. Let's
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm so ready for that too. I think it would be interesting. Well, when we have like men's world, it's always different. World juniors as well.
Yeah.
Like it's you always think it's going to be USA Canada, but it not all the time. So
No.
I'm hoping it takes that approach. I would be bored. It'd be like watching the Four Nations again. And so I'm hoping, let's say, like, I hope Sweden, we see Sweden in the gold medal game. I think that would be nice. See, like, Finland, Germany, like any other country.
I'm biased because Finland is my team that I cheer for
Yeah.
Olympic hockey. Um, Also, I would love to see Finland in the medal round for the Olympics because they got so snubbed during Four Nations because they were just everyone got hurt. Like
Yeah.
half that roster was hurt, and I feel like during Olympic or like international competitions, there's plenty of Finnish hockey players that play like back in Finland that you can pull from.
Yeah.
But like at the NHL level,
It's
you
select.
don't have as many compared to like USA or Canada, where it's like you can pull from truly any NHL team.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Was there anyone on like any of the rosters that you were surprised, like either made it or didn't make it on?
I will still complain about this probably until after the Olympics. I may not stop complaining about how upset I am that Jason Robertson is not on Team USA. That was the biggest surprise, and I will, like I said, I will not stop complaining about it because I think it's ridiculous. That the man who is leading points for USA players is left off. Whatever.
I didn't, if I'm being honest, I didn't quite clock it the first time I looked at the roster that he wasn't there because in my head he was.
Yeah.
So I looked at it and then I was like, okay. And then I was just like going about my days and I'm just on like Instagram, TikTok, and then I see people talking about it. So I'm like, hold on, let me go check this out. And I was like, hello, what's going on here?
I'm like, what do you mean?
Like he's literally leading.
He's great. What do
And
you
yeah,
mean you don't want him?
like who like I'm sure you can find someone else that you don't really need. Or
Yeah.
like we can work around it.
Like, please just bring Jay. And I think I would understand because there were a lot of conversation with like when Caulfield got left off the list too. And Cole
Mm-hmm.
Caulfield's an incredible hockey player.
Yeah.
That is just a fact. But I do understand it more from like a size aspect because it's like you have Jack Hughes that's smaller, you have other guys that you're taking that are smaller. Jason
Right.
Robertson's a big guy. It's not like you're leaving him off because he's like a smaller guy. He's a big guy that can put the puck in the net.
Exactly. And I was like, and I feel like with Cole Caulfield as well, it's like he's great and everything, but he's also still like Jack Hughes. They're both still developing
Yeah.
in the league. But Jason Robinson's been in for a while and he's established himself as a great player. And you're not just having a handful of people be like, why isn't he on this list? You're having a lot of people say that.
Everyone is thoroughly annoyed that he's not on the list. I keep telling my friend, like the running joke with me and my friends, that Jason Robertson should just like get Finnish citizenship so then he can play with all the Dallas Stars that are going for Team Finland. I'm like, just defect to Finland. You'll be on the Olympic roster.
No, honestly, yeah. If that could work out, I'd be here for it too.
I'm like, I just need to watch you play hockey. But I think that was the biggest one. I know there were a lot of people, like a lot of Chicago fans are obviously upset that Connor Bedard didn't make it. I wasn't expecting him to make it. Just because I mean, Canada's roster is Canada's roster. Like they're gonna go more the veteran route. I think I was surprised that like Macklin, not that Macklin made it to the Olympic roster because Celebrini's an incredible hockey player, but I figured if they were gonna pick one, they were gonna take both and be like, this is the youth that we are bringing to the Olympics. But whatever, it's fine.
I'm sure, yeah, there definitely was a thought process behind leaving Connor Bedard and just taking Celebrini, but it would have been nice to see both of them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of people wanted. We love like Canadian veterans, like obviously like that's their team.
Yeah.
They're also like the building blocks of this Hockey Canada situation. But, you know, grow the game to the youth. Bring in the newer players who are also bringing in your viewership as well. Because those TikTok girlies are working overtime to get those back in Celebrini and Will Smith edits out.
Yeah. No, they really are. Just stop making Connor Bedard look so miserable, please. I promise. He's not miserable here. He's not leaving. It's fine. Yeah. No, but I'm also very excited for the Team USA men's has kind of annoyed me, but Team USA women's hockey, that I'm thrilled. I'm so excited for that.
Yeah.
That roster is absolutely stacked.
I must say, whenever I see a Team USA or Team Canada women's game, I'm ready to watch that. Like, I'm so locked for that in the Olympics when it comes around. Those women games, I think it's going to be awesome. I think with the PWHL and all those players as well, it's going to be a good mix of hockey. And with the like additional fans coming in from heated rivalry, yes. I'm interested to see how this is going to go.
Yes. I think with folks getting into more, like obviously more folks watching hockey just with PWHL itself and also coming in from my newest hyperfixation. I don't know if you've watched, but I have.
I am on episode 5, so
must finish. It's just
I know.
I must go to the cottage.
I went back home and it wasn't on any of the streaming services. And I'd see all the TikTok clips and I was like, no, like, please stop. I need to lock in once I go back. And so I'm trying to lock in. But school's been getting at me.
Oh, very fair. Yeah. Very fair. Yeah, I didn't even think like the amount of just more folks that are going to watch. But I also feel like Olympics just brings in a crowd, like whether you watch, like if you watch hockey, you're already planning on watching the Olympics. But even if you don't watch hockey or if you're new to it, you're going to come in watching for the Olympics.
Oh, yeah. The Olympics always brings people to watch sports that they wouldn't always watch. Like, I love watching Olympic swimming, but yes. I would not watch. I went to a swim meet here at ASU a couple of days ago, but other than that, I would never willingly watch swimming.
There's definitely ones where I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. Like curling could not tell you like the rules, what is happening. Am I going to sit down and watch it come February? Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what skiing and all that.
There's a weird one, and I should know the name for the amount of times that I tell people about this, but I saw it on TikTok where it's like, it's an Olympic sport where like you have to like climb up whatever mountain with your skis and then ski down it.
Oh.
That's wild to me.
That's crazy. Okay. I'll keep an eye out for that as well, I guess.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know if they're like doing stuff on the way down, but it's like the speed in which you get up the hill and then
come down.
Come on down.
Yeah. That is not a sport I would participate in.
No, and any other day would I watch? Probably not. Am I going to like, I will be sad for the
I don't think that's a sport that would like come across my radar if not for the Olympics.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's crazy.
It should be very fun. It'll be hard to like have no NHL hockey for a couple of weeks, but I mean, you still have like minors and juniors and stuff, but then we have all sorts of different hockey. I hope like Switzerland and Germany go into like the bronze medal game or something crazy. I think like Leon Draisaitl is going to single-handedly take his team into the medal round.
I think he's so over the Oilers reaching the finals and not winning that he's going to take all his energy out on the Olympic Games.
To be fair, if I was Leon Draisaitl, I would also be annoyed. I would also be like, all right, enough is enough.
Fair enough, honestly, yeah.
Is there a team that's kind of doing well right now that maybe you don't believe the hype? Is there anybody on Poser Watch?
Okay, I don't actually know. I feel like everyone is within their limits. Actually, no, Buffalo being so high up is kind of let me take that back. Yeah, Buffalo being like within the top 10 in general in the league, I think, or somewhere around there. I think that's crazy. What's going on there?
Well, did you see it was like after I think it was episode 4 of Heated Rivalry aired when they like shit talk Buffalo, then Buffalo went on like a 10 game heater.
Is that what? Okay, I saw the 10-game heater thing, but I didn't know it was after that.
It was after episode 4 when they're like Buffalo sucks. And then they just took it really personally.
Honestly, good on them. They
needed a heater.
They've got like generational trauma that they need to break. And I think this might just be it. This might be the year.
Yeah, oh my God, they are number 10 in the league right now. That is insane.
It's crazy.
All right. Buffalo's on Poser Watch, and we need New Jersey to do well. I think I'm calling a little shenanigans on the Colorado Avalanche. I think they have President's Trophy curse written all over them.
Ooh.
Where it's going to fizzle out maybe in round 1, maybe in round 2. But I think it's giving a little too much President's Trophy curse. And I'd like the Kraken to do better. I'd like them to do. I think they will climb up a little bit more. Am I biased because I just like the players on that team? Maybe.
And that's so fine.
But I feel like in the West, like, and maybe just because they're newer and they have the constant comparison against Vegas being the 2 most recent expansion teams, but I'm like, you don't have enough people talking about how good the talent is in Seattle.
Yeah. I'm also like so over Vegas propaganda. Don't throw that team in my face. Please.
No, we're not. No. Tani, thank you so much for coming on and talking all sorts of different sports stuff this week. It was very, very fun.
Yes, thank you so much for having me again.